really surprised me about this one was how, yes, it's a prehistoric story, but it's so much about football. How did you reach the point where you wanted to do this prehistoric comedy, but all about football?
No, that was a key to it really, because it's like at Aardman, you know, we're always trying to find what makes the idea a bit different and a bit quirky and a bit off the wall, you know. And I see you're wearing the Jurassic Park T-shirt.
Billy and the Clonosaurus, actually.
Oh right,
from The Simpsons.
Okay. Oh right, oh yes, right, yeah. Well, I've always loved dinosaurs, and you know, Million Years BC was one of my favourite films, and I think for this, I remember always like drawing cavemen and thinking, you know, what would make it different to just a caveman adventure, you know, in prehistoric times, and you know, with creatures and everything. And it was this element of what if they invented football, and what if it was about an underdog sports movie in the prehistoric times. I guess that's what gave it its like special element.
And football movies are hard because it's not a sport that really lends itself to being filmed, but with animation you've got such a dynamic element. How did you go about shooting the main football match scenes? Because those were fascinating.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, I mean, it really was. It was a worry to me, especially doing football in stop frame, thinking this could look awful, you know. But I was inspired really by, and there's a lot of movies that never, you know, sports movies where they've got actors to play football and it doesn't look convincing, or the other way around, then they get real footballers and they can't act, and I wanted to really pull off a really you know, sort of Gladiator was very inspiring. I wanted to do a football match with aiming at that sort of excitement and euphoria. So that was the challenge, and how to execute it in a cinematic way, because most football is, you know, from the TV cameras above the, you know what I mean, like watching one end. I guess that's to keep the geography really, so you know where you are and which goal's which end and everything. But so we had to do it in a more cinematic way, but also make the animation work. It helped, you know, obviously to have digital animation involved as well.
Of course. Because
even on the football pitch, if the characters are this big, the football pitch was like 30 feet long, and you couldn't even reach characters 6 feet into the pitch. So we employed, you know, digital animation mostly for the background characters when they're out of focus, or big wide shots of the stadium.
I have to ask, there's a line near the end of the film that reminded me of Chicken Run. Is it as good as you thought it was? No, better, which is a direct line from that movie. Was that a conscious decision to bring that back, a little reference, or what was the...
It was kind of, not really, but I was aware of it when we did it. I thought, oh, it does sound a bit like it, actually. It is actually it.
I just wondered, because that jumped out to me.
Yeah, it was fitting for the moment, and then thought, it's actually the same line. Does it matter? Oh, let's go with it. It's more that.
It doesn't matter. It works really well. And I have to ask, in terms of what's next for you, because the big question would be, is there going to be any more Wallace and Gromit? We obviously lost Peter Sallis last year, which was very sad.
Yes.
Do you see there any future to those characters, or does it sort of have to wrap up now?
I think Peter would want me to carry on. You know, he was such a great sport, and had such a unique... It would obviously be hard to fill his shoes. He was such a find, you know, and to have him as Wallace for so long, and he is Wallace to everybody. So, but you know, I can't help but think of more Wallace and Gromit ideas. I love working with those characters. I'd love to think that they could carry on.